Part of your job as a provider is to create an environment that is safe for children, both indoor and out. Creating a safe environment involves certain requirements, which may have associated costs. We'll be detailing some of these requirements next. Let's take a few minutes to talk about environmental safety. Children love to play outside. This desire is highly encouraged if done in a safe place with excellent supervision. We all know that children move quickly and are curious and willing to explore with great enthusiasm. Because of this, you must take a thorough search of your property. What does this mean? Do you have any bodies of water in your property, such as ponds, pools, or streams? Do you have a hot tub? Is your home near a deeper body of water, such as a river? Are there any drainage ditches? If you do happen to have something on your property like these, you'll have to correct them prior to having your application approved. Since there's an inspection required in these circumstances, the inspector will be able to advise you as to the appropriate type of barrier needed. Depending on the circumstances, the barrier, fences, covers, etc. can be costly, so it's a good idea to check your premises before you apply so you'll know what to expect. And there's an attestation to sign acknowledging that the hazard exists but has been corrected. We all know that water is essential to good health and proper hydration. This is especially true for children in the summer months when they're outside more. But whatever the season, children always need access to good drinking water. What does this mean for you as a provider? Let's talk about well water. If you have a well and intend to use it for drinking, hand washing, or related childcare purposes, such as brushing teeth, the water must be tested. The test must meet required standards for safe drinking water, sometimes called potable water. What happens if your well water does not pass New York State standards? If the water does not meet the standards, a license will not be issued until the water passes the required standards. What if you do not have a well? If you get your water from a municipal source, the test is not required. Perhaps you have a wood or coal burning stove, fireplace, or permanently installed gas space heater in your home. If this is the case, you must get a report of inspection and approval of these sources of heat if they are used during or after program hours. The number of times or the duration of the use does not matter. If any of these heat sources are utilized even once, they must be inspected. If you need this type of inspection, you should contact your local authorities, which may vary depending on where you live. You may have to spend some time researching and calling a few sources, such as the local fire department or local building inspector or code enforcement officer. And remember, heating sources must be inspected and approved before you use them in your program. As we said in the beginning of this video, safety is a very important aspect of your daycare program. So, how will you know if your home meets the fire safety license standards and safety in general? Inspectors will walk through and look throughout your entire home to make sure that all the areas of the home are safe. This includes the parts of the home which will not be used for childcare. They will also inspect play equipment, pools, and your property. If you have one of the situations discussed before, such as a pond, drainage ditch, or hot tub, they will be checked. Exits will be checked, and you will need at least 2 that are not close to each other. We'll discuss this in more detail shortly. Fire drill procedures may be checked and advice given. The inspector may ask, how will you handle emergencies, what type of plan you have or will develop if you have to evacuate long or short term. They may also ask, where is the safe location the children will stay during the evacuation. An on-site inspection report will be given to you, and an exit interview will take place so you'll have a chance to ask questions and get technical assistance. Remember, this inspection is very important because you must provide care in a safe environment. Other measures also needed to be taken to ensure children's safety. Some could be expensive, so be sure to consider the following when thinking of starting your program. There must be 2 means of egress, or ways to get out of your home in case of an emergency. One of these exits from your home must be a door, and the other could be a door or window. If a window is used as a second means of egress, it must be at least 24 inches in the smallest open dimension with no obstructions. This means that furniture must not be placed in front of it, and it must be in good repair and not nailed shut or kept from being immediately opened and used for evacuation. When care is provided primarily on the second floor of the home, Both means of egress from the second floor must be stairways. One stairway must be interior with no intervening rooms or obstructions, which leads to the exterior door at ground level. The other stairway must be exterior to the home and leads directly to the ground. In other words, once you come to the bottom of the stairs, the children immediately evacuate to the outside. Each home must have its own exit, no sharing of exits. You must be able to demonstrate that you can safely evacuate the children from your home. There is much more information about egress requirements in different dwellings. This information is invaluable, so please go to the OCFS website to read it. And remember that if you are considering using your basement as a part of your childcare space, you will want to know the regulations about this policy. You can go to the OCFS website to find out more. Fire safety is important, so please refer to the recommended links in the resources section for more information. You can also call the appropriate regional office. A list can be found at the end of this video. Clear glass door panels must be identified in some way to stop children from walking into them. The marking can be done by using brightly colored decals to deter potential injuries. If you apply or do become a provider, you are responsible for providing a home and premises which is free from any health risks posed by any environmental or health hazards. Environmental hazards are conditions that expose persons to dangerous substances, which can cause them increased risk of injury or illness. They can be the result of an accident or emergency. These hazards may be the result of the chemicals used or stored at a location or facility. The facility may be currently operating or may even be closed. It may be on your own property or nearby. Just because the facility has been closed, even for a long time, does not mean the hazard has been eliminated. Some possible examples of environmental hazards may include lead-based paint, radon, dry cleaners, nail salons with improper venting, power plants, landfills, nuclear laboratories, property designated as a federal Superfund cleanup site, and any property with known contaminated ground or water supplies. Sometimes these situations are found after someone's become a provider. If this happens, you must call your licensor immediately and plan for an inspection so you can work through the issue. Also, you must call the appropriate agency or person listed in the Environmental Primary Contacts Chart for help. If you have information about a specific situation, refer to the hazards listed in the Environmental Hazards Primary Contacts Chart and call the agency listed for help. You may also want to contact your licensor for further assistance. Active children like lots of space to play and create. It's important to spend some time thinking about how to best use the space in your home and to think about whether your home is large enough to accommodate the children comfortably and safely. It's very different once the children arrive and all the toys and equipment are in place. Space is critical in planning for an interesting and safe program. While there's no square footage requirements for group family daycare homes, it's important that you utilize the space with the needs of the children in mind. The number and ages of children you decide to care for will need different toys and equipment. Toddler toys and infant cribs can take up a lot of space. How much area will be available for the type of toys and learning equipment that the preschoolers will need? And what are your plans for the space of school-aged children? Remember that over time, toys and equipment accumulate and take up a lot of valuable area. So when children are no longer interested in using these items, it may be time to put them away and make more space. One of the licensing requirements is to submit as part of your application a floor plan showing the layout of your home and to specifically show what areas will be used for childcare. There must be enough space to safely provide care. The outdoor play area is also to be part of the planning. It must be safe and the equipment appropriate for the ages of the children using it. If you do not have an outdoor play area, public play spaces may be used. If this is the case, consideration must be given to the following things. How far from the home is the play area? Is the equipment safe? Is the environment safe? How will you get the children there? Is the play area appropriate for all the children in your care?